Something really magical about putting music and community together, and when you add in the element of storytelling that musical theater provides, I think it allows us to connect to each other and understand and empathize in a deeper way than almost any other art form I can think of.
Our current program at Jefferson College involves 4 productions. In the fall semester, we have a main stage production, which is for adults to perform. And then we also have a children's production. We invite area elementary schools to attend. In the spring, we have another main stage production for adults. And then in the summer, we have a musical. I'm Rebecca Ellison. I am a professor of communication and theater at Jefferson College. I have been here for almost 20 years now. My main responsibility is, of course, being a professor, teaching the communication and theater classes, but then I'm also the sole director in the theater department, meaning that I'm responsible for all the productions.
Hey, really bad lunch.
Yeah, I did really bad one too. I don't want to find out what it is.
Yeah, I'm not going to look until tonight.
Do you have your bells for both of them?
Yeah,
Okay, so you're good.
it's just not on the shoe.
Oh.
I have my things with me.
Your emergency sewing kit?
I did.
Dang, he's like,
I just grew up in the theater. My mom directs theater. So I was in my first play when I was 3 months old, so
Nice.
I've always enjoyed it, so.
Yeah, that's,
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
it's a lot of sugar.
Diabetes.
Then, well,
Yeah, Sarah.
I'm sure you're ready,
Oh.
but I forgot to say,
He was on this,
why
like,
don't
2
you
days
invent some
ago.
drawings? Calm down.
Yeah.
I forgot
Because I
that
know
one, so
that
you
I'm
just
in the
kinda
right
skipped it.
route to find.
Yeah, I kind of got into community theater entirely on a whim. I was leaving class one day and my friend Brandon said to me, hey, you should audition for this show. And I had just watched like a documentary or whatever about never saying no to an opportunity. So I was like, dang it, I can't say no. And I was like, cool, when are auditions? And he was like, yeah, for the next 15 minutes or so. So I go to the library, I print up a monologue, and I read that monologue like on stage during my audition. And I got into the show totally by my surprise. So I kind of just accidentally fell into it and then really fell in love with it from there. The community experience, meeting all the new people. I've made a lot of awesome friends through it, and that's one of the big reasons why I stick around and continue to do it, besides just loving acting in general.
Finally, the last little bird in the nest said, I am the best because I know where all of the best places to find food are. Around this time, the mama and the papa bird got back to the nest and saw the little ones fighting. This made them both sad. The mama bird told them to stop fighting, and the papa bird told them that they all had special talents that made them who they are.
I've never been super artistic. I could never draw. I can't play any instruments or anything like that. So it's kind of like pretentious or whatever to say, but I feel like acting is kind of the form of art that I've fallen into, right? It's a cool outlet for creativity and stuff like that, where in a lot of other ways, you know, I've never really had that creative outlet before I fell into theater. I think the community part is such an important part because it's meeting all of these awesome new people. It's anytime I go see a show, I'm running into somebody that I know, or I'm meeting, you know, a friend of a friend who I've seen out before, and it's so cool to just, because I'm always seeing shows and I'm always running into all these people that I know. And I never had that like awesome sense of community before getting into theater here at Jeffco and meeting friends at other places. So really community theater is about community, I think, in the biggest way for me.
The main thing, especially with a show like this, is yes, getting those lines down, but getting the gist of it out there with so much energy out. Get that pacing moving, get that energy up. I mean, the elves, everything about you should just be constant movement, constant going, constant doing. To just keep that energy going, keep that kind of that spirit up. Okay? Yes, elves? Yes. All right. bringing that childlike quality and energy to everything you do to help bring it for them as well. Well,
I don't know, I was like, we're well past this, but she still hasn't moved. I was like, do some drawing, get to bed.
Yeah, I was like,
Not just the little ones in the room, but everybody. But based on my good afternoon response from you, we're gonna practice, okay? So, let's see. Who is excited for Christmas? All right, right here. Knows how to respond. All right, now it is time for us to get our story started. It was Christmas Eve. Yay! Will you all join us?
What do you think? Super awesome, wonderful, amazing reindeer treats? Oh, well, it's a
This
stalemate.
program is incredibly beneficial to the community of Jefferson County. The access to St. Louis and to the theaters there is very limited for community members. It's limited in that, especially for kids, it's limited in that time for parents to be able to drive their children to programs that are available, to seeing productions, to the cost of productions can be incredibly prohibitive. And so what we do at Jefferson College is try to involve not only the community in the productions, but invite them to attend, in that we are well situated for easy access, and we also try to provide a variety of experiences for the community, especially the kids.
Hello, my name is Richard Matt Zeitler. I am the Artistic Director of Myriad Productions and the Director of this production of Heathers, the musical. We put the blood, sweat, and tears into a production like this for that moment when the audience is transported with you. It's like going on a journey. No journey is smooth sailing the entire time, but quite often it's the mishaps, the detours along the way that make the journey worth the travel. I think one of the big things with community theater is the involvement. A lot of people think when a community theater comes to town, oh, there's going to be some actors on stage and I'll go see some actors on stage. But there's so much more that goes into a production. I mean, whether you like to paint, whether you're a creative, or you like to do hair or makeup, or you like to build things or do construction, or you're maybe a gearhead and you like to work with sound and lighting and design things. And I dare say everybody has at least one or two talents that they can contribute. And it's really amazing when you start a production as one person or a small team, and then when the community steps in to help build that production, it takes on a life of its own.
It's so funny, none of this is funny. Why are you carrying a gun?
Hey, it's a dangerous world.
Yeah, because of you. Don't call me, don't talk to me.
Veronica.
You can't tell right from wrong. We are over.
Come on, come back.
Over.
Hear me? Snap twice. And tell your neighbor that their eyebrows are on point tonight. Really, looking good, looking good.
Hey! I'm sorry. Monica Sawyer in Heathers, produced by Myriad Productions. Performing means the most, it's the most important thing to me, to be able to bring another person to life on stage, to be able to tell their story.
Graham Sweeney, 3rd year as linebacker and 8th year of smacking lunch trays and being a huge dick.
What did you just say to me, skank?
I've been performing since I was about 7 years old. I went to school for musical theater, got my BFA in musical theater in 2018, and then I moved back to St. Louis, and now I'm doing theater here. I went through theater, they've inspired me, they've helped me grow as a person and as a performer. And going from different shows, you meet people who have similar backgrounds, but they love theater and they love performing just as much as you, which is a community in itself. And we're just basically one big family.
I am Melody Quinn. I am Miss Fleming, the hippie counselor, stuck in the 70s while everybody else has moved on to the 80s with Myriad Productions of Heathers. I started doing community theater back when I was about 4. I was involved in several productions where I was just kind of like a child choir member. And then when I was 8, I got my first lead role as Prince John in Robin Hood. I did, and then I got pregnant and took a sabbatical for a while. And once graduated, became a police officer. I've been doing that for approximately 13 years with the St. Louis County Police Department. Community theater really became my safe haven. When I was a couple years into my job, I was going through some personal issues at home, and they became my family. They were the reason that I was able to make it through, and I haven't stopped since. So since 2014, I think I've done approximately 20 productions. So there's certainly passion. It's another job in a lot of ways because it's a lot of time commitment, but it's a labor of love for certain, and you don't get paid for it. You get so much more for it. Dollar will never suffice.
These three right here?
You guys are all set. Thank you.
The artistic director of Myriad Productions and the very proud director of the production you're about to see tonight. I am thrilled to welcome everybody here to Myriad Productions' inaugural show.
Folks are gone.
It's time for big fun.
Big fun.
Up till dawn, having some big fun.
Big fun.
Mom and Dad get to lock the liquor cabinet. It's big fun.
Big fun. Big fun.
I think everybody should come see a live performance, especially in a community theater setting. You can go to the Fox, you can go to an equity company and see an amazing show and be transported to another place. But in community theater, you sit right next to the actors. You literally, in many instances, become a part of the show. Yeah, especially in this production of Heathers, we have actors that interact with audience members in numerous points. And As an audience member, I think it's kind of thrilling to see the stars on stage and then 5 minutes later see the star standing right next to you singing a gorgeous ballad.
I think there is a vibrancy that comes with people working together on a project, people working together literally to harmonize and to tell stories, and the connections and joy that you experience, often unexpectedly, are, I think, incredibly healing within a
community. Go see a play.
Go see a play.
Go see a play.
Go see a play.
Go see a play!
The whole is greater than... Here it goes!